of IVAs, individual voluntary arrangements, an alternative to full bankruptcy. Hugh Pym is with us with all the details. Hugh.
Yes, Jane, the debt mountain has been growing ever larger, and with it the number of bankrupt Britons. The total number of individual insolvencies was steady from the late 1990s, but it's rocketed in the last couple of years. It was at a record level of more than 27,000 in the third quarter of this year. Most of them simply couldn't cope with their borrowings. Making the sums add up is a bit easier now for Michael and Lynn Ackroyd. They've reached a deal with their creditors. They ran up £40,000 of debt, mainly on credit cards, but they couldn't make ends meet and had to declare themselves insolvent.
Every day, virtually, credit card company ring up, how much can you pay us? Well, nothing, I haven't got anything. But you can give us £1. Well, if I had £1, I would. And that's how it went every day.
These are the debt solutions available to borrowers in trouble. An informal deal under which the full debt is repaid over many years. There's no stigma attached. An individual voluntary arrangement, or IVA, only some debt is repaid, the home is retained, but it damages the borrower's credit record. Then there's bankruptcy. A small amount of debt is repaid, but assets are seized, and it damages careers in some jobs as well as the credit record.
Write off what you can't afford to repay.
IVAs are promoted by companies who make money for the service, but some experts believe they're not right for every debtor.
It's very difficult these days to watch daytime television or to pick up a tabloid newspaper without seeing these IVAs heavily advertised, when in fact some people would probably be better off on a more informal and more flexible arrangement, such as a debt management plan.
The firms which sign debtors up for IVAs say they always act in the client's best interest.
Banks have lent a significant amount of money to people they shouldn't have lent to. So we now have people who have got a problem and they need to have it resolved. And people are searching out solutions. They're looking at bankruptcy, they're looking at IVAs. And of course, there are a number of businesses that have grown up to provide a service to those people.
The Ackroyds are happy with their IVA, but critics argue the deal is sometimes pushed too hard by debt brokers who will rake in fees in the process. And that's not all. Mortgage repossession orders in the third quarter were above 24,000, up 22% over 12 months. And with interest rates almost certain to rise next week, there could be more bankrupt Britons in the months ahead. Jane.
Hugh, thank you. 2 Palestinian women have been killed after Israeli troops opened fire outside a mosque in the Gaza Strip. The women were among dozens who were acting as human shields to help militant gunmen escape from the building in Bet Hanun. The militants were said to have been firing rockets into Israeli civilian areas. Matthew Price's report contains graphic images of the violence.
It started with anger and with defiance. The women of Beit Hanun marching towards the mosque, marching towards Israel's guns. The first few shots didn't deter them. If anything, it seemed to encourage them. A few carried on up the road, trying to get past the Israeli soldiers. Then more shots. As they reached